Yo, what's up? I just read chapter 56 of Mayonaka, or Tune Into the Midnight Heart, and yeah, we're just gonna jump straight into it. We start off the last chapter with Rika going to a coffee shop, trying to make a deal with a record label. So the person that she was trying to make a deal with was the guy that kind of brushed her off last time. So she already has a little bad blood going into the whole situation, but she showed up regardless. What's kind of concerning is the dude is kind of aggressive. Well, not really aggressive, but more of just like, oh, would you like to have your debt with us? Not probably the best thing that you want to say, but whatever. She looks dead on, like dead serious. She kind of looks like she's not there to play around. After this, the guy who's trying to sign her is trying to make like small talk or whatever, trying to ease up the whole situation, break the ice, try to make it not uncomfortable, asking if she wants a parfait, and then she comes hostile as saying, I don't like sweets, so I'll have a coffee instead. He comments on it like, you're kind of gloomy right now, anything wrong? And then she tries to press him like, oh, where'd you find me at? What's this whole thing about? So basically this scout was running the band that was playing like at the beginning of the series, and then Rika was trying to, you know, make her little debut or whatever, trying to have her little performance. But I guess he saw her and got interested. He was just saying how she had a good voice. The scout's asking like, why isn't she so happy or whatever? But I guess he doesn't realize that Rika still has bad blood. Well, I guess he's not a scout, he's the producer. I guess he just didn't realize that he caused the trauma or whatever. So her close friend is talking to Yamabuki, just saying like, she got scouted once and her like music taste, I guess, just didn't match what the producers were looking for, so she just got quickly dropped. And yeah, her friends just really getting mad at her, saying that she's just a wimp and that if she was really serious, nothing would stop her. And then she has a request for Yamabuki, basically just saying if Rika ever gets scouted again, like, you need to be there and help her out because you're her boyfriend, right? He's just like, nah, I'm not her boyfriend. And then she doesn't believe it. You know, it's a complicated relationship. It's kind of hard to explain, right? So I don't blame him. So basically the friend, she's just telling Yamabuki to protect Rika. But right now, it kind of looks like she's ready to kill. Basically, Rika's just ready to fight this producer at this point. Yeah, so then Yamabuki's just wondering why Rika even showed up, if she was just gonna act like this. And then Rika starts going off, saying like, oh, you're acting like this is the first time we ever met. And she's like, oh, do you really not remember me at all? And the producer's like, not really, I don't really remember you. And then this gets her really mad. And then yeah, she just starts going off like, oh, I've been scouted by you guys once, but it didn't go so well. And the producer is kind of clueless. Well, sorry that happened kind of, but that's just the way of the business. So it's a really harsh like reality, but that's just how it is, I guess. Not everyone can make it, and they have specific goals that they're looking for and qualities that they're looking for. If you don't meet those, then it's wraps for you. He's very objective, but he's still trying to tell her like, don't let your past define you kind of, and that we can move forward past this. And like basically the whole reason for him inviting her here was not to try to get her all riled up, it was to give her another shot. Again, he doesn't hold like a vendetta against her or whatever. It's just, that's just the way of the business. Then again, Yamabuki's just thinking like, since the music industry and whatever, you're dealing with people and people have emotions, so maybe he should be a little bit kinder, but that's besides the point. Basically, Rika was scouted like almost in middle school, so that was a long time, and she still holds the grudge. She's a little petty, but whatever. Yamabuki's just trying to give her like psychic encouragement, and then the producer just starts asking, are you angry that I abandoned you? But then she comes to terms saying, I wasn't really that good enough, so she's gonna stop talking about it. But what she's really mad about is that she was in like a partnership with Aiko, and Rika was the only one who got scouted, and that's what really got her mad. And I guess what she's really furious about is the way that the producer worded it, saying that, which one of you sang the hook? We only really need the girl with the voice. Which, I mean, to be fair, that's not really the best way to put it. I get it, but, you know, it's business at the end of the day. We cut back, the producer can't really even remember it, because that's just his everyday. That's his reality. He has to be very critical on everything. He can't be too emotionally attached. But then he comes and says this, people who lack talent also generally lack willpower. If that's enough to get her hurt, then I guess she just wasn't cut out for music to begin with. And then right here, this is when Rika crashes out, or about to crash out. She stands up, grabs the water, and it looks like she's about to throw it at him. And then Yamabuki screams out like, yo, don't do it. She stopped herself last minute, probably because of Yamabuki. Kind of funny. I mean, it looked like it was about to be an intense scene. The panel's really cool of her standing up though, so that's cool. She looks heroic. The producer looks scared. But then in the end, She goes and accepts the offer. So yeah, they made the agreement, but shortly after, the producer, he got to bounce. He has another appointment to be at, and he'll just contact her later with more details. So once he leaves, Yamabuki's trying to like look all like mysterious in the corner, but he's not fooling anyone. So after the producer leaves, Rika calls out to him like, Yamabuki, I could easily spot you. Like, you're not slick. You're wearing our school's uniform, and I've seen those sunglasses before. Yamabuki's like, this is the most terrible thing that's ever happened to me. It's just a tactical blunder, and that his paper-thin disguise just was blown by the wind. But yeah, so they basically go and sit down next to each other. I guess Rika's happy that Yamabuki was there, I guess to comfort her. And then Yamabuki asked like, when did you notice that I was here? And she said, right as I stood up. So basically, right when she was about to just throw the water at the producer, Yamabuki saved the day, yet again. And then yeah, she admits she was gonna throw water at his face, but you know, Yamabuki's that guy, bro. But yeah, she said something cool, but when I saw your face, I realized that this wasn't the right thing to do. If I have a grudge over music, then I should settle it through music. We'll make it big with our music one day, and drink his tears while he's crying over our success. And then right after she says all that really cool stuff, she goes and kind of just shuts down because it was just like a very stressful environment. Like, she was scared to be there a little bit, and that she almost cried when she started talking about Aiko. She didn't want to look pathetic, so she had to hold strong. She just wants some praise from Yamabuki at this point. And then he just gives his like, you know, generic like, yes, well done, well done. And then she's kind of disappointed with it, but that's all she gets, man. I mean, there's other girls in the series that need attention. Supposedly she didn't like sweets when she was with the producer, but then Yamabuki offers to buy something for her, and then she gets the parfait. And then Yamabuki starts talking about how her plans to go pro are actually coming to fruition and that it's gonna happen. Then Rika says, yeah, it won't fail this time because you're with me. We get a cool little panel. It looks like something's about to happen, but she cuts back and it's like, oh, I gotta report to Iko. And then we cut to Iko, not picking up her phone, ghosting the phone, and she's wearing like a maid outfit. She's in like a maid cafe. I don't even know, trying to cast a spell on some dude. I don't know what's gonna happen of that. It's gonna be the next chapter. Well, I guess we'll just see when it gets to it. So yeah, honestly, pretty good chapter. It was cool that we got to cut to Rika and see what she was doing. Because before we were with Nene and Shinobu, like doing their whole improv thing or whatever, their acting class. So it's cool to see more of Rika, and then I guess next chapter we're gonna get some of Iko. To be honest, like if I had to give my opinion on who I think Apollo is, I would assume Rika's Apollo, just because she was like the first like girl really introduced in the series, and she somehow always gets like panels just by herself with Yamabuki for the most part of what I've seen. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the series plays out. I've been following it since it released. But yeah, who I want to win? Probably Shinobu. To me personally, this wasn't a super interesting chapter, just kind of like going through the motions a little bit. But yeah, that's about it.